myself, my followers, give them a lot of wealth and sons. So the concept of poverty, there are many narrations, quite a bit. So we got to realize Abu Dhar, Miqdad, and Ahmed bin Yasser, and these individuals, they went through difficulties. We know that there were times Amir al-Mu'mineen didn't have stuff in his house. Rasulullah would tie a rock to his stomach. So just like to paraphrase, there's a lot of different, so when we look about contradicting hadiths about one saying poverty is a blessing that Allah gives to certain individuals, and then one saying that poverty is a curse, but by the grace of Allah, I happen to come across where, because that's something that would be tricked, because most of the prophets, except Sulaiman, who is had the wealth, is the lowest ranking prophet out of all of them. The concept of poverty, like I mentioned, that there's hadith that mention it's a curse, hadith that mention it's a blessing, but there's a married hadith that mentioned that he's referring to spiritual poverty. For example, just to clarify, me and the brothers that come here for the night of Friday, there was a hadith where Amir al-Mu'mineen had mentioned, he said, do not make your stomach a graveyard for animals. And, some people were like, man, I gotta stop eating a lot of meat as a result. Then, going through books of narration, there's about different foods. The Rasulullah had praised meat. He ate meat, lamb, and then he liked the shoulder bone and different flesh. So it's like, wait a minute. Rasulullah said, meat is praised, and then, but over here we have, don't make your stomach the graveyard for animals. Because Amir al-Mu'mineen was not talking about eating the flesh of animals. He was talking about ghibat. He was talking about backbiting. Do not eat the flesh of your dead brother. So that analogy kind of threw a lot of people off that were trying to find the contradiction of the narrations. He was talking about eating Allah says in the Quran, would you like to eat the flesh of your dead brother? Backbiting. So that narration where he's saying, don't make your stomach a graveyard for animals, he was only referring to backbiting. And that's kind of like the Ahlul Bayt are just like the Quran. There are clear verses and ambiguous verses. Ahlul Bayt have clear hadith and ambiguous hadith. For example, there's a lot. We can talk, inshallah, yes.
You mentioned that this is a competition, that this life is a competition. Is this a competition that everyone can win?
Well, I didn't mention that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that, so we have to clarify that. He said, hasten in goodness, and I created you to was best in deeds. We have the potential to, but just like a marathon, for example, if we all had an Islamic marathon, commemorating Ahlul Bayt, maybe trying to raise charity, some of us are going to take it serious. We're going to be running laps in the local park, doing push-ups, sit-ups, and dips. Some of us are going to be like at the, eating more, sitting back and watching TV. Like, you're going to run this weekend? Like, yeah. Like, you're not preparing? I'm prepared. Eating, so people have a different view of things and different aspect of what they put into it, right? So, the Sirat al-Mustaqim is like a marathon, right? We all have the potential to finish, but we're all not going to. Some take it seriously, some take it less seriously, some take it less than that, some take it as a joke. And these are manifest through our actions. But at the end of the day, we do have the potential to do it. But Allah says in Quran, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. وَأَنْ لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. There's not for man except what he strives for. So, whatever it is you're striving for, inshallah, that's what you will receive.
The answer. Very thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.